talking about Saguaro, you have Cole Martin now on the team, just transferred, another Saguaro kid, trying to build on that legacy of Saguaro High School.
Basha. Cole Martin's Basha.
Oh, is he Basha?
He's Basha. Cole Martin's Basha, but he played Saguaro in the state championship right out on this field. And I remember about a year and a half ago being at that game, watching Coach Mons try to capture that victory for Saguaro. But seeing Cole, I know his family, I know what he represents, and having a talent like that, somebody that is from Arizona that played high school football here, come back, it just shows tremendous. It's just exciting. It's an exciting thing to see guys come home, and that's what's cool about the transfer portal too, is that you can lose a guy that's from Arizona, and they always have an opportunity to come back. As last year when we had guys from Jacob Conover, just so many guys that came back on their second stint of college. So I love seeing it. I love seeing guys come back home, especially a talent like Cole and his leadership and his experience last year at Oregon and being in the Pac-12, now going to the Big 12. I'm excited for his leadership for the team.
How excited are you for that transition into the Big 12 conference?
I'm excited. I'm always be a Pac-12 guy, but I'm excited for the new stadiums, the new competition, the new experiences, and I'm excited for the new chapter ahead. I think anything new sometimes is different. You don't know what to expect, but there's a lot of exciting things about that. So I think it's a perfect time for us to transition as a program into the unknown of this new conference.
Last question for you. What do you think the biggest goal and the biggest point is trying to turn this program around right now?
I just every day, just day by day. I think that's the biggest thing. Getting guys that want to be here, consistency, and I think Coach Dillingham's message, like I say, is continuously to spread throughout our team and our culture. Leaders stepping up, and when coaches aren't around, leaders and the players taking accountability and holding guys accountable. And I think that's the biggest thing. At the end of the day, you have so many opportunities to go out there and capitalize on it. So I think all the work in the off season, going out there and taking one play at a time, one game at a time, and understanding the bigger picture. And I think we're headed in that direction. Thank you.
Coach, what have you seen the shift in just this staff to be able to bring these former top Arizona recruits back home?
Yeah, it's exciting. I think it just shows exactly the vision of Coach Dillingham. I think people see that. I think, take away the record. I think when you come here and have an experience, even if you're on the other team, you see what the stands are. You see the energy that we play with in our community here in Tempe and as an Arizona State campus. So I think people are aware of it, and I think people are excited. They want to be a part of it. And I think that shows and says a lot about our coaching staff and our head coach on selling what this place is and can be. And I think it's just the consistency of that and continuously doing that throughout the year.
What has kind of your role been in being able to tell kids about how special this place is as a former top high school recruit that chose to stay home?
For me, it's just I'm just always talking to people, trying to always be a storyteller, whether that's just telling my life story, and that's what I do. I enjoy my job. I love being around these guys every day. Especially, you get a guy from another school, he's on his third stop. You get a high school guy, there's so many different mix of stories, but to get them all to get on the same mindset and to buy in because they're new to this area, they're new to this institution and to this team. So just helping them mesh and become a Sun Devil, that's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite titles that I've worn is being Arizona State Sun Devil. So just being able to help them transition and understand what goes into that.
How do you feel the Activate the Valley process is going, and just the support around the program and seeing kids come back home?
Yeah.
And just how this whole process is of building ASU into the program.
It's exciting. It's so exciting. And especially, for me, I have so much friends and family in this area, and just hearing them ask questions like what's going on. So you could tell people are intrigued, whether they've bought in or not. People are curious, and I love that. People are wanting to know what's happening. What is Arizona State football doing next? What are their plans? Who are they recruiting? So I think we're in the right direction. It's just continuously to build every day, and at the end of the day, you have X amount of opportunities in the fall to go out there and win games, but all that stuff happens in the offseason and building and becoming a team. And Coach Dillingham does a great job and says, don't focus on the wins. Let's focus on being the best person we can every day, the best team we can every day, whether that's in school, whether that's in your training in the weight room. Do those things to the highest level you can, and everything else will take care of itself.
From interacting with some of these in-state recruits and in-state players who have chose to come back home or chose to stay home in their recruitment process, What is some of the excitement they've exerted to you?
Yeah.
Some of the messages they've given to you about.
It's a good question. A lot of things I talk about my experience, like just being able to play in front of your friends and family. Those are some of my best memories, running out to that field, being out there, looking up in the stands, seeing my mom, my dad, friends, family, and enjoying this experience with them for 4 years. Those are some of my best memories. So when I get the chance to talk to them, and be a part of that, sorry about that.
You're good.
People calling students. But I just think selling them that, not selling them, but just sharing my experience with that and letting them know, like, this is a special place to play. And especially if you're from Arizona, getting to do that in front of your friends and family and be able to make a culture shift. And that's something that I'm most proud of. Coming here in 2012, being a part of that team and, going out there and winning football games. Like, I love that. I love still working here. I love being a part of this community. It's a lifelong thing. It's not just 4 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever you're here for. Coach says it all the time. He's looking for lifers, and that's what it is. And I try to be an example of that.
On that note, what comes to mind when you hear Sun Devil for Life?
Just constant support, constant showing up, being a resource for this community. I talk to so many of my teammates that are always asking to come back for a spring ball practice, come back for a training camp day, come back for games during the season, selling that of like, hey, just because you put your blood, sweat, and tears out there doesn't mean it's over, coming back, and Coach Dillingham does a great job at offering these guys opportunities to come back and being a part of this team, and just showing your support. I mean, even a simple tweet of just, hey, keeping my eye on my Sun Devils, like, that's what it's about. It's about being a part of this community, always representing it, and once you are here, you are a part of it. So how you carry yourself out there in the world, you're always representing Sun Devil community, and that's how I kind of always try to keep that in mind.